So I've been talking about redemptive compassion for years, and these are some of the things I know. I can't teach it to you. What I'm sharing with you today is totally insufficient to have you go and do any of it. It has to be caught. And the only way you catch it is to take it and study it and wrestle it out with God. Redemptive compassion in the study guide is 30 concepts. 30 concepts to sit before him and just wrestle it out on the mat. And you'll come out injured. But that's okay. Because he's got to break you if he's going to remake you into a helping agent that helps the way he wants you to. So first, I suggest you personalize the need to change, because if we want to see change, we have to be the change initially. So there's a toolkit out there that has DVDs of me speaking, but it's also got the study guide. It's got a leader's guide. It's got everything for you to go back in your community without me and begin this journey of changing your church and hopefully starting to change your community into holistic health. But I will warn you, it starts with an individual, so it changes you. Then you need your leadership to understand this new philosophy that you're going to say, not right now, or no, we're going to do this, because you're going to change what you do. And if your leadership doesn't understand, and if your congregants in the pew don't understand, it's not going to work, because all of a sudden you're not going to look loving at all. And they're going to go, well, why are you doing that? Why aren't you paying the power bill? They're in the dark. They're cold. If people don't work through this with you, you're going to be unevenly yoked. Okay? And then after you work your way through it, knowledge without action is totally fruitless and wasted. And it's going to be a very slow learning process, because I still feel like I'm an infant in this journey of understanding biblical holistic help, because it is so seldom done anywhere. You're going to have to count the cost and be willing to pay the price and be able to persevere. You're going to find yourself in the minority. When I first started speaking it in 2010, when I understood the Lord wanted me to start being public about it, I was not embraced. I had pastors come in and tell me where I was going. I have been given a mantle that people who help don't want to do, and people who need don't want done to them. And I'm asking you to buy it. It's a wonderful product. Because this is our reality. People in need can live better just like they are. Not the life God has for them. But if we want to look at the things of the world, they will have more in full assistance from the government than they will have if they walk this journey with you for a period of time. At the end of it, they will have a full life of peace and joy and fullness and wholeness. But you're asking them to give up to get. And you're in the minority if you go this way. I had to learn what perseverance was. It was not letting any earthly success or failure, fame or obscurity, applause or ridicule deter me from his work. So the more that we reflect Christ, the less you're going to reflect other helping entities around you. It's going to require you to keep your focus on him, keep studying about how to do it, keep in close contact with him, because I'm suggesting you offer sustainability, not create dependence, that you strengthen, not cripple people, that you empower them, you don't demoralize them and devalue them, that you're willing to teach, that you don't hinder their ability to learn by doing it for them all the time, that you involve them, you don't exclude them, that you offer hope, you don't further their sense of hopelessness, you improve their life, you don't sustain a lifestyle of need, you build them up, you don't tear them down. You increase their self-worth instead of substantiating that they have a lack of worth. That you unite over this, you don't segregate, that you inspire, you do not defeat. The more you offer redemptive compassion, the less middle ground there is, and you're either going to be really liked or highly criticized, and you're just going to have to get used to it. I have. Because the bottom line is, do you want to please God or man? Galatians 1:10 says, am I trying to win the approval of men or of God? Because if I were still trying to please men, I would not be a servant of Christ. You know, this year, our word for the year, we have a word every year. This year, our word is servant. The difference between servant and service. And I've come to believe that service is focused on the task, and servant is focused on the one they serve, the master. Service is a choice, my way, how I want to do it, how long I want to do it. A servant, just the only choice you really have is who they choose to serve under, obedience. Not how they serve, not what he asks them to do. Service is very results-driven, but being a servant, again, is obedience-driven. Just focus on that master. Service will bring accolades to the individual that does the service, but a servant will always try to serve in obscurity and bring accolades to the one that they serve, their master, their Savior. So I want to ask you, as I'm asking myself, am I offering Christ my service? Or am I offering myself to Christ to be a servant? Redemptive compassion is about offering help that's biblical and holistic, and it means that you're going to make that choice of either being a servant or just offering service to people. Let your service be defined not by what you do, but by the one that you serve, the one you serve under. I challenge you, focus on redeeming and restoring people to the fullness and the wholeness of life that God has planned for each and every one of us. Thank you for this time.